but my son's used to the public school, you know. I mean, if he doesn't
And so
want to leave,
because he's used to it and because he doesn't want to leave, you're going to leave him in harm's way.
you really do feel that, Jesse? Wow.
You
Okay.
know that too. That's why you're calling. Maria out of New York. Maria, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. You hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm just calling because I wanted to ask you a quick question of your opinion on something.
Okay.
So my son is 12 years old. He's white. We live in New York. And he was at school, junior high school. He just started. And he's actually a minority now. The neighborhood was different before. You know, there was, but anyway, he's the minority being white. And he was in school, and a couple of black girls, they came up to him, also 12, and they told him to put his fist up, like the Black Lives Matter fist.
Yeah.
And he said no. And they said, well, then you're racist. And he said, no, I'm not. They said, then you don't like black people. He said, I like black people. And they said, then you have to put your fist up, because Black Lives Matter. And he said, all lives matter.
Nice.
And they got very, very upset. I mean, even other kids in the school, like, they started saying, he's racist, and, you know, and just, like, really trying to humiliate him. And the other kids started saying it, some of the Mexican kids also, and I don't know. And then the principal called me, the vice principal, because he was refusing to leave the cafeteria. That's where it happened, because they, you know, I guess he thought he was in trouble. And he said, something's going on with racism right now, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, the vice principal said, and he's black. And he said, so anyway, long story short, my son got on the phone with me, told me what happened. And I said, just be honest with him. You know, go upstairs and just tell the truth, you know, and how you feel, and just be honest, just be yourself, you know. So he went up there, and the teacher did call me up, the principal, the vice principal. He said, I spoke to all these kids. He says, and I had to educate them right now. He goes, that, yes, he's right. All lives do matter. And he doesn't have to put his fist up if he don't want to. So it was a good thing that he said that. At the same time now, I don't know what's going to happen. And I was just wondering, like, do you think my son should even be in the school? I mean, should I pull him out? I mean, if it continues, I mean, I don't, or because I hate him to run away, and then I hate for them to be separated if it's unnecessary.
What did his father say?
Time, he said he's tired of the school, that, you know, there's a lot of things going on in that school. They got the gay flag up.
That what the father said?
Yeah, he said the gay flag's up.
Did the father suggest you take him out or leave him there?
He said we were going to change the schools anyway. He didn't really say what he's going to do for sure yet, what we're going to do, but he's just tired of it, he said. But I feel like any school is going to be the same thing.
Let me tell you this. Because of time, I highly recommend, do what you want, of course, that you and your husband take your son out of that school as quickly as possible, because those black kids will destroy him. Just because the principal said, the vice principal, whatever, said what he said to your son about all lives matter.
And he's black, though, the vice principal.
Just because he said what he said, that's not going to stop those bad kids from treating your son like that. And he's at risk in walking around on campus by himself and stuff like that. I would highly recommend that you take him out, homeschool him or something, before they completely traumatize him.
Okay, and what if my son doesn't want to?
I don't understand why white parents continue to put their children in the midst of that mess, knowing that they're going to be traumatized by the black kids, because those kids don't care. They have hatred. Their hearts are wicked. They've been told that white people are the worst. And I would not put my child at risk like that if I had a white child.
because my son does have some friends there, and he does like some things about the school, so he might not want to leave. He's used to public school. I probably should have homeschooled him. I got a little baby that I'm planning to do that with, but my son's used to the public school. You know, I mean, if he doesn't want to leave,
because he's used to it, and because he doesn't want to leave, you're gonna leave him in harm's way.
You really do feel that, Jesse? Wow.
You
Okay.
know that too. That's why you're calling.
Yeah, I'm worried. I wasn't sure if it would end or not end, because there's not a lot of blacks. There's a few blacks, but mostly Mexican in the school, you know, and a couple of times we heard racial things already.
But even those Mexicans that are saying that are doing it out of fear of the blacks. They don't really, Mexicans don't like the blacks. And the blacks don't like the Mexicans, but they're afraid of the blacks now because blacks have been given the leeway of destruction. They don't punish the blacks. They punish the victims of the blacks. And
Right.
as far as having friends there, your son he can play with them after school. He can talk to them, play with them after school. That doesn't mean he got to be in harm's way.
That's true. That's true. Because I guess you're right. I guess because you know what was telling me in my thoughts. I was saying to myself, maybe it won't be. You know, maybe this will squash it, and they'll realize he's. You know, he said he likes all black people.
All thoughts are all lies all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
How old is he?
Okay. 12. They're in junior high.
He's not going to be able to handle that, I'm telling you. And they're not done with him yet. If he didn't bow down to them already and lift his fist and carry on with that
mess. And it's more the black girls.
And that's even worse.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got to run because of time, but I highly recommend do what you and your husband want. It's up to you guys. But ain't no way I would sacrifice my child. I wouldn't even sacrifice my black child to that.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it.
I would take him out immediately. It's too much of a risk. He will be traumatized.
Okay. And running's not, because sometimes they say not to run away from anything and just deal with it.
You got to be wise, though. And your kid is a kid. He's not an adult. He's relying on his parents to guide him.
Right. Okay. You're right. Thanks, Jesse.
Okay. I wish you well with that.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye now.